Okay, here we go. Hello, it's been a while. Today I'm going to show you a movie that was not at all what I expected. I was on Twitter, of course, and saw that Bloody Disgusting posted an article about 10 hidden gems, and as I was scrolling through the article, a name jumped out at me. The Suckling. Even after a decent understanding about what I was getting into, I was not ready for what my eyes were about to be exposed to. I can only describe this movie as low-budget gold because it's such a mess, but in kind of the best way. A girl is tricked into getting an abortion, and because the procedure is done in a, well, you'll see. The fetus is disposed of quite poorly. It's flushed down a toilet, and then because of toxic waste, it grows and morphs into a big old fetus monster and terrorizes the people inside the house. That's all I'll say for now, but trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this one. The Suckling, also known as Sewage Baby, oh dear, is free to watch on Tubi, so if you want to check it out before you continue watching, I'd honestly recommend it. There are a few moments that actually made my jaw drop, and I audibly gasped. Like, not a lot of movies get me to like blurb out an expression like that. So let's not wait anymore, and let's see what's up with the Suck. We start off in style with a classic wall of backstory, yada yada yada, something something incident. Okay, I think we get it. It's a stormy night in parts unknown where we see a woman sleeping, and just a heads up, we never learn her name and she's just listed as girl, so that's what we're gonna call her. A person is creeping up the stairs and they have a scalpel in their hands. They enter girl's room and inject her with something, which I'm assuming it's some kind of nap serum. Girl starts to wake up and she's being rolled around in what seems like a hospital. Oh shoot, it's a sexy hospital. Oh shoot, not sexy, not sexy! Oh wait, it's all good. It was just a dream. After that frightening little experience, she goes to take some pills, but when she closes her medicine cabinet, a doctor is behind her and slits her throat. Then we cut, no pun intended, to her laying in a hospital bed. So I guess the teleporting doctor thing was also another dream. A hopefully not dream doctor is filling in an intern about what's going on with her. Police said that she was a lone survivor in a terrible incident. Girl and her boyfriend Phil are nervously approaching a building and they're discussing what to do about their unplanned little bun in the oven. Girl says no one has to know and she'll just give it up for adoption. Phil does not care about your plans, girl. He has his own idea on what to do. Phil rings the doorbell and a man named Sherman opens the door. Phil says they're there to see Big Mama, and so Sherman leads the way. This place is an under-the-radar abortion clinic, and by under-the-radar, I mean illegal, and by abortion clinic, I mean a whorehouse that also deals with abortions. Lovely. Also, I feel like an asshole for saying whore and whorehouse, so we'll just call the ladies workers. And oh my god, we get to see what one of the workers is working on. There's fake and a and one of those little propeller hats, and now I'll think of this scene every time I see one. This is all probably gonna have to be blurred, but here are some sound effects to paint a little picture for you. Girl and Phil are like in a waiting room or something, and we get introduced to a couple of new characters, Candy and Axel. Candy is a worker, and Axel is a hothead, and I hate him. Big Mama calls in Girl to her operating room. She hands Girl a cup of red liquid, and looking at Big Mama's workspace, I honestly can't tell if it's wine, blood, or I don't even know, so I don't think you should be drinking that.
Never refuse hospitality.
Okay, well if you insist, Big Mama. Girl says she's only there to make Phil happy, but she's not gonna kill the baby. Girl starts to feel sleepy, and that's exactly why you don't drink liquids from people named Big Mama, unless it's Martin Lawrence in makeup. Big Mama and her assistant Bertha are operating on Girl. Big Mama takes the fetus out and tells Bertha to get rid of it, just like she showed her. I'm assuming there's gotta be some kind of like box or oh nope, she's just flushing the little dude down the toilet. Okay. Little fetus ends up in a creepy sewer system. And of course, right above it is toxic waste. I mean, what else? Poor little fella's just crying and damn, it's kind of weird looking. It kind of looks like Pennywise at the end of It Chapter 2. Oh, and now it's starting to convulse and twitch and basically just shake, rattle, and roll. Back up to Big Mama now, and she's holding a bloody clothes hanger, and I wonder why there's blood on... Oh god, you don't think. Oh, and now we're back to the fetus, and what the hell? It's growing a talon? Girl finally wakes up and she's pissed, and I can't imagine why. A worker named Tammy is arguing with a client of hers. Holy shit, she just shot him. Holy shit, Sherman just punched her. This movie is wild. Again, back to fetus, and now it's growing what I assume is like the umbilical cord. Last time I hung out with the fetus was when I was one, so I'm just taking a guess here. It begins to screech and Candy and Bertha hear it. There's water sloshing around in the toilet. Bertha tries flushing it, but the noise isn't stopping. It finally settles down and holy shit, Bertha straight up gets decapitated by the fetus. Good heavens. Axel goes to take a look and dude, don't smell the fucking toilet water. Well, yeah, probably, dude. It's a toilet. Axel believes it's Candy since she was with Bertha last.
Big Mama, this fucking bitch is whacked. She probably killed her.
Candy and Axel don't really like each other very much.
If I were gonna kill anyone, you'd be at the top of my list. Why?
Ha, Candy's my favorite. Phil and Girl were told to leave during that whole shooting incident, but the back door was locked. They check a window and there's some kind of weird fleshy substance covering it. Oh my, it's goopy. And it's not just that window, it's everywhere. They're locked inside. There's a couple of odd camera cuts.
How can that be?
I don't know, Phil. Editors must have thought it looked cool. A businessman comes downstairs and is all confused about what's going on. Tammy is upstairs in her room and screams as she's visited by the fetus monster. The fetus wraps its cord around Tammy's leg and stabs her with its talon. The gang break open the door only to find Tammy dead and the little fetus creature going down the drain of the sink. Sherman and Axel have an argument about what to do. Axel wants to hunt down and kill the thing, while Sherman just wants to get everybody out. The fight scene these two are about to have is among the greatest fight scenes from any movie ever made. Apparently that kick through the door was enough to knock Axel out, so Sherman puts Axel on a bed for him to take a little nappy poo. There's only a few tools at their disposal, so their idea is to use a hammer and screwdriver to try and chisel their way through the door. The businessman is being a whiny little bitch.
Wyatt, you're starting to annoy me.
That was probably the best line delivery of this entire movie. Sherman puts businessman in his place by making him do the chiseling, which Candy finds amusing. Phil and Sherman go to clog the pipes, that way Fetus McGeetus can't come out and attack anyone. However, the little creature doesn't take too kindly to those shenanigans and busts through the kitchen cabinet. They're able to cut a piece of the cord off and its stop motion wiggles around on the floor. Businessman is down bad and is continuing to be an annoying dick. You know what? Roll the clip again.
You're starting to annoy me.
Phil has an idea of his own, and it's to build a battering ram. Axel wakes up from his little nap and walks downstairs, and he's got a gun. He shoots down their little science project and continues to be my least favorite part of this movie. He's tired of being called stupid and is about to shoot Sherman when a distraction from Big Mama stops that from happening. Sherman and Axel have another fight, though it's not as cool as their first one. Axel still loses because, well, Axel fucking sucks. Sherman has had it with Axel being a big dumb bitch, and it looks like he might shoot him. Oh lord, Fetus Monster is now human-sized and has a hold of Sherman. Axel shoots at him and the Fetus Monster and ends up killing Sherman. Axel declares himself as the big bad leader. Candy makes a comment and Axel just straight up shoots her. No, not Candy! Now Axel's villain arc is in full swing and the movie starts to derail and get kinda boring. Before, this movie only had constant events happening with only one really annoying character.
You're starting to annoy me.
Now we have Axel as the main dude and it blows chunks. It bums me out seeing two of my favorite characters die within minutes of each other, but movie's got a movie, I guess. Alright, my little rant's over with. Axel takes Phil, businessman, and a worker named Vanessa down to the boiler room to go fetus hunting. And hey look, there's another piece of umbilical cord on the ground. A cat jump scares Axel, and dude just shoots at the wall even though a cat meow doesn't sound anything like the fetus screech. Ah, fetus jump scare. The fetus pushes Vanessa to the side and god dang, it's one big boy. The monster knocks Axel down onto a pipe and gets away. Axel, Phil, and businessman regroup and come up with another plan. The plan is to go back down to the boiler room, but this time to use businessman as bait. Okay, Axel, fair enough.
Fuck.
Okay, never mind. I take that fair enough back. They hear the fetus screeching and Axel goes to check it out. The fetus appears to have gotten caught in the breaker. When Axel goes to stab it, the fetus monster moves and Axel gets electrocuted and oh my god, his fucking head blows up. Absolutely insane. The gang decide to build Battering Ram 2 Electric Boogaloo. It's not doing too much. While in the kitchen, Businessman, Big Mama, and a worker named Cheryl hear a noise coming from behind the door. Businessman tells Cheryl to shoot and ah man, it was a still alive Vanessa. Now the poor girl's traumatized. Phil and oh hey look, it's Girl. Yeah, remember her? Finally get a hole in the door, but there's some kind of strange stuff outside the door. They think they can see the sky, so Businessman says see ya and dips. Did I say dips? I meant to say drops. Businessman drops a little deeper into the netting or something. I really don't know what the movie's trying to like make this seem like. As he's trying to make his way through this strange area, he gets a button caught on something. The fetus makes its way through the nets and blankets to say hello to the businessman. Okay, well maybe he didn't say hello, but I don't speak fetus, so I was just guessing, okay? Cheryl has given up all hope and she shoots herself, which honestly is kind of a sad scene. We're now down to 3. Big Mama wants to go see Axel before she dies. She apparently took him off the street and raised him. She's downstairs trying to open a door, but it won't budge, and there just so happens to be a washing machine down there with her. Oh wait, Big Mama, I think the laundry's done. Nope, that's just the big fetus monster. They replay the same scream soundbite about 5 or 6 times. So that tells Phil and Girl that Big Mama is now Dead Mama. Phil decides to come up with the big heroic plan. Let the monster get him, then he can shoot it. No way he can miss. The fetus basically says, alright, bet, and breaks through the floorboards, and Phil EXE stops working. Cause he has his chance right there, but he doesn't do shit. Girl backs towards a wall and Phil and fetus have a stare down. You know, for a low budget movie, we get to see the monster quite a bit, and it doesn't look half bad. The fetus stabs Phil and makes him bite the gusher he's been keeping in his mouth. Bad fetus, bad. Put Phil down right now, young man. That's a good fetus. With Phil dead, there's only one person left. The girl who never wanted to abort her baby in the first place. Now what happens next might be the fucking strangest thing I have ever seen, and my jaw dropped to the floor. Words will not do this justice, so I'm just gonna show you what happens. Yep, it ran, it shrunk, and it went back home, I guess. Puts a whole new meaning to come to mommy. I would assume not much later is when the police finally arrive. They find Girl, and I don't know why this scene is so funny to me.
You okay, Miss? Don't worry. You okay?
Fuck, I'm bleeding like a bitch. You know what, I'm gonna keep that in the video just because. She in fact is not okay, as she's been placed in a loony bin. 2 hospital workers show up and take her to go make this movie get really uncomfortable. I'm sure whatever you're thinking happens is what actually is happening. So to put an end to this grossness, little fetus creature shows that it in fact is still here. After killing the one doctor, the movie ends with the other doctor also getting killed, and the crazies get a front row seat. Before the movie actually ends though, we see, well, whatever the hell is happening between the credits. But judging by the tie on that skelly, I believe the businessman finally made his way out of the house. I don't know what the fuck those 2 kids are doing though. This movie sure was something. I pretty much enjoyed it for the most part, I'd say. Excluding the Axel takeover, it's pretty much action non-stop. I thought Girl would play a much bigger role in this movie, but except for the beginning and end, she kinda just sits there. I don't think it derailed the movie too much though. Just thought she would get more to do. A lot of this movie quality-wise isn't that great, but in the end, I don't mind it one bit. Watching the trailer, I thought this movie was gonna be pretty different from what it actually was, but I was not disappointed. Hell, maybe that's why I kind of liked it as much as I did. It's been a while since I've done one of these type of videos, so I think there's a bit where like I check audience ratings and do a whole Nicometer thing, so I guess let's take a look. It has an IMDb user rating score of 4.6 out of 10, and yeah, I mean, I get it. Sometimes I make a case for why a movie should be higher, but not this time. This movie isn't gonna be for everyone, and I'm sure people took the quality of it into heavy consideration while giving a rating. If a movie has dog-ass quality, as long as it's entertaining to me, I can deal with it. Like, let's look at, oh, I don't know, Dune 2021. The quality is bonkers, and everything is professionally made by a studio that has a big budget, but that movie's boring as hell. Shit, 2 stars. No, I'm kidding. I guess it's an okay movie. The Suckling is gonna get a whopping 63% on the Nicometer. I mentioned earlier the Axel shit really wore this movie down for me, plus most of the characters either do nothing or just, suck. Which, hey, judging by the title of the movie, maybe that's the point. The movie is quick, the premise is wacky, but they kinda made it work, sorta, and there were moments that just left me speechless, which I consider a job well done. Thank you for watching this movie review and recap. Like and subscribe, all that crap. Let me know if you've seen this movie and what you thought of it, or if you had a monster-sized fetus living in your pipes, what would you name it? I'd name my fetus Alejandro. Let me know some other nutty things to check out, and maybe I'll make a video on them. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.